So, guys, truthfulness is something that is very vital in life. When you are truthful, in fact, you are free, and the Bible says that the truth will set you free, and you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Something called truthfulness is something very, very important. You should be truthful even to your neighbor or to your colleague or even to anybody that you relate to in whatever way. You should be very, very truthful. You should not hide things. You should not, lie. Lies will always come out. I want to tell you for sure, guys, that lies will come out one day and you are going to be very, very embarrassed. So always tell the truth and leave it to God. Sometimes truth can be very painful or can be very, it can put you into problems that you may think, okay, if I say the truth, I'm going to be in a problem because there are repercussions of the things that I did. But because I want to tell the truth, I would rather just tell it and suffer the consequences. Let me tell you guys, tell that truth. Tell it. Tell the truth. Don't worry. Let the repercussions be, but tell the truth because lies never last. And they never they never take you anywhere. You know? Always tell the truth. So truthfulness is very, very important. Another vital thing in life is just openness. Be open to somebody. Don't hide things under the closet. Is it called closet or closet? Don't hide. Open things up, especially to your partners. Don't hide things that you know can come and destroy the relationship that you have worked for and destroy it later in life when you people have already invested so much emotionally, financially, and in all ways. You have invested so much, but something comes up that you kept a secret, and somebody feels, okay, but why did they tell me this before? I think this is not right. So it is always good to be very, very open and say things as they are. When it comes to finances, guys, I want to talk about that because there are some people, like ladies, who are you may be married and in a relationship. They want to think that money that can be used in their issues is only that money from the gentleman. And then the lady says, okay, my money is my money, but your money is our money. So the guy is the one that spends his money, but you keep your money and you hold it and you try to, do your own things with your money. But the other money from the money that is used to run the family or to run the errands is that money from the man. Okay, it depends on how you agreed when you met. Because you may have agreed it that way. If the man said, okay, if the man said, okay, I will be doing this with my money, I'll be supporting you, I'll be doing this, I'm the one who's going to be. All I wanted to say is that the responsibilities should be shared. They should be shared in a way that you already know that you need this and that. You already know that you need to buy this item, and he buys that other item. You pay the school fees, he pays the rent, you pay the house girl or the house help, and he does shopping. These are things that people should sit down and discuss so that relationships stand. Why am I saying this? Because I've seen people that have been overburdened by responsibilities that should be shared. I'm thinking that things should be laid on table. A pen and a paper is not expensive. Sit with it, discuss your monies. How much do you make? What are the responsibilities ahead of you? Who is going to do this and who is going to do that? How much do we have remaining? How can we invest the balance? And in case of an emergency, how can this emergency be handled? Because I believe in life you should have some savings. This is because of emergencies. But I want to discuss this person who doesn't want to chip in, but wants to expect to be carried by the shoulder by this other person. It is not right. This person is going to get tired. And when somebody gets tired, okay, that is if you people have got an income. I want to also say that if there is no income, it can be understood. But if there is an income, I think it is important that you discuss your monies. And if there is no income, and you people have already, set up your style, your living, whatever structures, this person should have known from the word go that, okay, you don't earn anything. So then financially, you are not going to be counted. But if you cannot be counted financially, then you can be counted on another area. Like you can say, okay, I'm the one who is going to be taking the errands that are required to be paid for. And then instead of you paying for those errands, I will be doing them myself. What are these errands? Maybe you can do the washing. If you have always been hiring somebody to do the washing and the cleaning, you can do the cleaning. Maybe you can go shopping, if it's an errand that you have been paying for an Uber to go and shop. Maybe you can, if you have been, um, what do I say? What errands require money and can be done by somebody, and then that money is saved. Do everything that you can, including the ironing, the cooking, if you have been having a house help, and now you on your side there's no money, so you should opt to maybe assist on the areas of things that you can do in order to save money. You can always choose to do, you can support your partner in many ways, even if financially you are not producing, and this can also save some coin in this life. So people should also be very, very open and share responsibilities. Now, for those that have got school fees to pay and are working, both parties are working, and maybe you have children, like you have got 4 kids. There are homes with 4 kids, school going kids. So you can imagine the amount of school fees that is supposed to be paid for the 4 kids. You know, you can split responsibilities. That is, if both of you are working, and not split the kids. Do not ever allow kids to think that you are, you are sharing them, because a kid will feel like, oh, daddy didn't want to pay school fees for me. He threw me to the side of mom, or mommy doesn't like me because she said mom daddy should. No, let the kids. And then some parents quarrel before the children. Why didn't you pay school fees for so and so, and yet I paid for so and so? And these kids are going to ask, okay, my school fees has not been paid, yet my brother's school fees and my sister's school fees has been paid on the other side by my mom or by my dad. Why did mom throw me on the side of dad, knowing that dad does not pay school fees in good time? Or why did dad throw me on the side of mom? So these kids, even when you discuss your payment plans, they should never be included. They should never even know what happens, because they are gonna feel like, oh, am I not loved the way I should be loved by mommy or by daddy? This is something that should also be avoided so much. Do not discuss your finances in the presence of the children when it comes to school fees. But always know that school and education is the key. So always have your cards on the table, and give your children the proper education. When it comes to insurances and hospital bills and all that, these are things that should be discussed openly. If you don't have an insurance cover, you should know, okay, we are going to set up this money aside for emergencies when it comes to health, so that nobody will lack treatment because there is no money. And this should be agreed and sorted out in good time. There's this issue of retirement, guys. Get to know that one day you will retire from employment, and some of the covers that you have been enjoying when working will be taken away from you, because maybe your employer had paid for your insurance medical cover, and here you have retired. Guys, life becomes very, very hard after retirement if you do not have a medical cover, because in old age, that is when diseases creep in because of age and all that. And having been employed, you just used to pick your card and visit a doctor under the cover that your employer has given you. I want to tell you something that everybody knows at what age they will retire if they're in employment. And I want to ask you guys to prepare in advance and have covers for yourself, because if you don't, you are going to retire and you are going to fall sick, and I don't know how you're going to handle that, because when the body ages, there are opportunistic diseases that come in, and you need to see a doctor oftenly. And if you have not made proper arrangements with your issues, you are gonna be messed up big time. So make arrangements about your hospitalization in good time before retirement. And also, um, for kids that are over 18, like in Kenya, over 18, they are not medically under you when it comes to covers, even when you are in employment. And most of these children, most of the times, let me call them children, even at 18, most of them are still schooling. They don't have jobs. So you see, without a job, you still cannot be able to give yourself the proper treatment that, you know, and this kid can fall sick anytime. So you should think about that and have them covered also in some way. You can pay for a medical cover as long as somebody is over 18. You can pay for their medical cover and assist until they get jobs, because there's nothing as bad as sickness, guys. Yeah, there's nothing as bad as sickness. Okay, there's this other item about investing after employment. Retiring at 60, you are still very, very young and strong, and you cannot retire and go and sit in the house like, like you are useless. No, you cannot. At 60, you are still energetic, you are still able to work, you are still able to do so much in building yourself and building the nation. So make sure that you also save for businesses that you can set up after employment, because in Kenya the retirement age is 60. That is too early to go home. Set up some money, and if possible, start businesses before you retire, because you can have them as your side hustles. And then when you retire, you go full blown into these businesses. Try to also search and get to know what you can do before that day that you are asked to leave the company and go home. Try to have done some search, some background search, and get to know what you can do. I don't only mean businesses. There are many things you can do after retirement, but what I know is that you are not going to look for a job when you are retired. Maybe there are some people who can maybe be employed after 65. But do you have the energy to be waking up to go to work after 65? I don't know. Maybe there are those people who are blessed with good health. But what I would say or think is that when time goes, you should count your years and know, okay, I'm retiring in this and that month of this and that year. Have I enough savings to start up something that will keep me busy and also produce some money that I'm going to run on after I'm retired? This is something that you should always look at. Do not sit up to the very last day and then you are retired, then you go and sit in the house and wait for the dying day. Never wait for the dying day, guys. You should always know that you still have a life to live even after retirement. Set up businesses. Employ people, because people are looking for employment. Invest in your retirement benefits. Invest in them and let them work for you. Yeah, let them work for you, so that that money can be, can also help somebody. You can pay somebody salary and that person is able to feed their family. That's very, very important. I also want to talk about those that have got aging parents, and you also is headed for retirement. You may be retiring and God maybe has sustained your parents up to the time you are retiring. And now these parents have been benefiting out of you. They have been living out of you, your provision. I want to tell you that, guys, you are not going to withdraw help for your aging parents because you have retired. You are supposed to continue helping them. So how do you help them? How do you help them? Yet you are retired. Don't go to your parents and tell them, you know, mom and dad, now I'm retired. I cannot be able to support you anymore. Who is going to support these parents? You should always know that they still need support. And that is why I'm telling you it is very, very important to have God in your basket list, and He should be the first, so that you ask God for a provision, and God will always provide. God will always provide. These people are also supposed to be taken care of until their last day on earth. So ask God for provision, and get to know that you'll also age. And when you age, you'll need support. You will need support. So support them up to the very, very, very last. Daughters and sons who give birth out there and bring the babies to the parents, I'm addressing you today. Mostly daughters. When you go out there and it doesn't work with your man, and you have given birth and you have brought the child to your aging parents, do not come and abandon this child with your parents and go back to the city where you came from and get a second child. No, don't do that. Always make sure that you can cater for the children that you bring into this world. If it happens that it didn't work out and you had a baby and you have to work and maybe this and that, and you think, okay, let me take this baby to my parents so that they take care of them while you have to provide for this child. Provide for the child. You have to provide for this child. Do not ever take your child to your parents, aging parents, and abandon the child with them without leaving enough provision with the parents to be able to feed your kid. And also help. Go there with house help. Who is gonna be washing clothes for your baby? Always take with yourself help when you go to the village to take your child to your mother. She may not be in the countryside. She may even be in the city like you, but you want to go and throw the baby to your mom. Make sure that this child is taken care of nicely by you, even in absentia. Make sure that this child is taken care of. I want to address those young men that are not responsible even when it comes to these kids that they sire with these ladies. They wait for you to suffer bringing up this young baby, and when the baby is big enough, you see them show up. They want to show up and claim responsibility. This is my child, so I deserve. Let me tell you guys, if you ever abandon a girl with your baby, and you are a guy, you are a young man, and then you think that she's gonna take you back when she has carried the heaviest burden alone, get to know that that is a sin even before God's eyes. It's very, very, very hard to bring up a child. So if you ever sire a baby with a lady, take responsibility. You may not be very, very financially stable, but you got a baby, so see what you can do. Because are you leaving this young girl who is younger than you even in age with a baby, and you expect her to know how to take care of the baby? If you are not, how does she know? I've seen so many cases of girls struggling with babies in Africa, babies that they got from men out there. The only bad person to get a baby with, and I want to tell you for sure today, is that person that cannot provide for the child they have sired. So do not go to a married man and bring up a child and give a birth to a child from a married relationship. Avoid that, because you are going to be a burden with that child, and it's going to be very, very hard on you. Avoid that, ladies or girls. So I decided to speak about these few things that are affecting the society these days, and I've talked about them. Guys, avoid being burdened and avoid burdening somebody. It is not proper. If you are new here in this channel, you are welcome to subscribe if you haven't. And if you are returning, you are welcome back. Thank you for checking on us. walk with us this journey, and we are gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.